Hi. I've had an assignment for the last 4 days to practice breathing technique, um, and then describe what it's done for me. I've been working with that. I've been working with a few different breathing techniques actually. This is something that I have a little bit of experience with. Um, and Before I get into the physiological benefits of some of these breathing techniques, I'll just describe what I've been doing. So my first exercise is called Nadishodhana, or alternate nostril breathing, where I just plug one side of my nose and I do a full in breath and out breath in one nostril, and then I switch and breathe through the other nostril, and that will be one cycle. And I repeat that 30, 40, maybe 50 times. And the purpose of that is to balance the left and right hemispheres of the brain, or the creative and analytic sides of the brain. Um, and it's not uncommon for one side to be more clear than the other, and that actually flip flops numerous times throughout the day, every few hours. That's just natural. And I think it's even true that as one side of the sinuses becomes clogged, we become more creative, and then when the other nostril becomes more clogged and the other one clear, we become more analytic. So there's a relationship between which side of your sinuses are plugged and which side of your brain is more active. It would be interesting to pay closer attention to that and see how true that is. Um, so that's just one full in breath and out breath on one side, and then on the other, that's a cycle 30, 40, 50 times. Following Nadi Shodhana, I would do Kapalabhati, which is um, a quick exhalation of my breath, a contraction of the diaphragm, following which the natural reflex is to fill that void with more air, so an in breath. And a quick demonstration of that. And I would do 40, 50 of those or so. And that's very energizing, actually. And it's good for reducing mental clutter. In fact, I kind of think of it as blasting out the mental garbage. Um, it's very warming. It strengthens the core, um, and it really brings our prana up. It really generates a lot of prana, or life force energy. Prana is also a Sanskrit word for breath, and all these practices are what are known as pranayama, prana, breath, yama, control. Um, and so yeah, after Kapalabhati, that quick exhalation of breath, after a bunch of those, I feel just a buzzing sensation, just a lot of energy and life around me. Um, and so I've balanced my brain, I've reduced my clutter, and then I'll flow into a calmer, slower breathing technique called Ujjayi breath. And that's just a normal in breath and a very slow and controlled out breath. I close my throat up, the glottis in the larynx, which controls the pitch of our voice. I can close that up a bit and just do a very slow, controlled out breath. And you can slow it down even more, and after several of those, I feel much calmer, and uh, sometimes I'll just flow right from that into sitting meditation for a little while, which is a practice I've had for a good few years now. Um, and I've learned about some of these breathing techniques in the last 4 or 5 months of doing yoga. Um, and so, how do these breathing techniques? How does this affect my psychological well-being? Well, I really feel like our breath is what connects us to the present moment, brings awareness to our body. And having awareness of our body is very grounding, brings us back to the present moment. And I feel like um, the truth is that for most of us, uh, we have all the conditions necessary in the present moment for happiness. And being grounded in the present moment uh, can really generate a lot of joy. Um, so being aware of my breath, connecting with my body, and being grounded in the present moment brings me a lot of joy. Um, and a lot of the stresses in my life fade away, for that time. Um, and following a session of breathing and sitting, I certainly feel much calmer. I feel more ready to take on whatever task is at hand, whether it's cleaning around the house or working on homework or being with someone, being with a friend or a family member. I can be much more present with that person, um, and and after several days or weeks of this kind of practice, I feel like I've just generated a lot more joy and a sense of calm and well-being in my life overall. And these are things that some of these breathing techniques are things that I can do any time of day, and even just for a moment. I mean, if all I have is 30 seconds, then that's a great opportunity to do a little ujjayi breath. Just you know, taking a couple deep breaths and slow out breaths, and brings me very much back to the present moment. Um, and all these breathing techniques serve to kind of stimulate the sympathetic and parasympathetic nervous system. So they're slowing my heart rate and reducing my blood pressure, improving my circulation, improving my digestion, especially something like Kapalabhati, that quick exhalation of breath is very stimulating for the digestive system. Um, and over the long term, stuff like that can really give you a better sense of well-being, your physical health, uh, physical and mental health. So meditation practices has, I would say, changed my life, and these breathing techniques blend perfectly in with it. And the timing of this assignment couldn't be better with finals coming around. It's been tough to really maintain a good daily practice. So this has kind of helped bring me back to that. So it's been a good experience, and I would encourage anybody to at least try some of these techniques for a little while and see the positive benefits as I have. Thank you.